Hello.
Hello.
I am completely lost. I have nowhere to. I have no idea where to go.
Seems par for the course, as long as
Woo!
you keep scuttling along.
I killed Mother.
And the black samurai, by the way, is Yasuki.
Gotcha.
I just want to put that out there. From Mozambique,
All right. So
probably
there.
from Mozambique. But unfortunately, being a slave, pretty much unknown.
Oh.
Origins pretty much unknown, possibly Mozambique.
And
Very
I fucked
interesting
up.
character there. Look up anyone out there. Look up Yasuki. Especially don't just go off of the anime. I hear it's pretty rough. Though I haven't watched it, so I don't know. You know.
I'm. I mean, I'm interested, but I don't feel it's for me, to be honest. If that makes sense.
I feel like I would want the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's a Netflix anime. That's why.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why I hear bad things about it.
Yeah, it's gonna have the worst quality imaginable. Netflix
Oh,
always
that's a shame. Why do they
defaults
have
to
to do
that
this to us?
weird 3D fake animation.
It doesn't look like it's the 3D one, but it looks like it's like a cheap version of Boondocks.
Yeah, most
You
likely.
know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That pseudo anime looking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really anime, but it's anime.
Thank God they. I'm glad they didn't give him big lips.
Oh, yeah, that would.
Big lips. Thank you guys. I, I guess they would know it's like being released at the same time in America, so it's not like it was a Japanese release at first.
Yeah, yeah, but they still are
So
prone to
there's
do
a little
that.
bit more awareness. So as you start watching One Punch Man, just being like, God damn it! Can't we learn?
Oh, I hate. It's not even because of that, but I hate One Punch Man.
I love One Punch Man, actually.
I
I don't
can't
think it
stand
needed
One
a
Punch
second
Man.
season. I think it's hard to continue with it. It's kind of like, okay, you only really need one season of this. We get the point.
Like, I don't know. It just the premise of a superhero that ends all his fights in one punch just doesn't grab my attention.
Yeah, it's making fun of shonen.
Yeah, basically, and I understand
That's all
that,
it
but
is just completely making fun of it. It's setting up like these world-ending things. It's like this is a Shonen Jump manga. You already know how this is gonna end, so
yeah,
might as well just fucking end it with one punch. I actually like that premise. That's why I said that it works better as a short thing. It's kind of like because we already established like he already fought like the most world-ending, universe-ending thing, and then the whole like he's having the big fight, and then like the whole real of the villain's monologue starts slowly going into like, wait a minute, he's just holding back, he's just having fun, like. It's like, because like at the end, he's just like, you didn't break a sweat, did you? That's the whole thing. Is like that character is completely like the hero. Like Saitama is like just completely depressed because there's no risk in life, and there's no reward in what he does, and also he never gets credit for anything either.
yeah, I get the premise. It's just not it's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a comedy one, and then season two became more about like into the plots and stuff, and it's kind of like, okay, you're just becoming a Shonen Jump. Like you're kind of just it's kind of arbitrary, and like the joke that you made kind of made this all kind of like, eh. I still love it, and I'll still watch season 3, but I don't think it's necessary. I actually don't know how far it goes in the manga, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Because I know it's a manga. A manga.
Well, yeah, it's almost all of them are mangas. Which, since we're speaking of anime, I finally got to finish Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, nice. Even didn't they like make a new one?
Yeah, they're making it's gonna come out with a sequel, and it's gonna be called the Four Knights of the Apocalypse. Kind of playing on the four. It's kind of loosely based on the King Arthur stories, kind of.
Okay.
The whole universe, like certain characters and stuff come up.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the characters end up having children, and they name their kids Tristan and Lancelot, which are key characters in the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's pretty amazing. It had me in tears because I don't really want to spoil it, but the best character sadly has to go out like a G.
And you just gotta go.
Yeah,
go
but
out blasting some people.
spoiler warning: if you do want to watch Seven Deadly Sins, I highly suggest it. But Escanor, my favorite character, he ends up having to sacrifice himself at the end because his power is he's a human, and his power is meant for something they call a god, part of the goddess clan, which is literally just basically an angel.
Mm-hmm.
And his power is a grace called Sunshine, and his power is fucking cool as shit. His power increases throughout the day, and it becomes at noon every day when the sun is highest in the sky. For 1 minute, he becomes the strongest being in existence, called the One.
Mm.
And they were really fucking cool with how they did it. They're fighting the Demon King at the end of the series, and it's really fucking cool. Instead of he only has 1 minute, of course, but to circumvent and to surpass the 1 minute mark, he starts burning. He starts burning away his own life force, so he remains the One the entire fight while he's just slowly but surely killing himself. But it's so fucking badass. It's just Escanor is my favorite. He's so badass.
Nice. Actually, it reminds me a lot of what's I can't think of his name. There's a sort of similar type of thing that but I don't think he died. He just got super weak. Would have been more impactful if he died in it. I'm trying to think. My Hero Academia.
Alt Might.
Alt Might, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, it's something similar to that, but yeah, Escanor, he's literally at the end. He's just standing there, and they're like, "Why aren't you moving?" He's like, "I can't. I've used it. I've reached my limit." And it's just it got me because he's my favorite. I already showed you the monologue. It's a very short monologue, but he monologues about how this one person's like, "Oh, your attacks don't attack me, and I swallowed your son." He's like, "Who decided that?" Like, I don't remember deciding that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's the lion sin of pride, and he's definitely, when he's in the form of Escanor, when he's definitely during the day at least, he's definitely extremely prideful, and it's just amazing. It's just it's good how they're not really evil, but they are still an embodiment of their sin. Like, it's a really good way how they do it.
I'm sure we'll be. I think that's on our list.
Yeah,
So
that is on our list.
I didn't have a. I couldn't get into it the first time I watched it. Maybe.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because honestly, I couldn't get past the first step.
The first season is nothing but world building, so it is quite rough. Not going to. I will admit. The first season, I understand if people can't really get into it. Because you can tell the author, especially in the first season, kind of writes the story as he gauges the fans' reaction. Because he'll set something up, and then he'll completely change what he set up later on in a later season, and it will make perfect sense. But it's like, I see what you're doing here.
Feel like and honestly, I probably would have had a slightly better opinion if I just got past the first episode. But I feel like it's an anime that I would have liked if I watched it earlier in my life.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotta reset share
Because
play.
I'm already used to these tropes, and it's...
Well...
You know what I mean?
I really don't want to go heavily into spoilers, because we are going to but I'm going to give away...
So I'm just putting out my... Yeah, I'm just putting out my initial opinion, because I mean, we are going to eventually cover it.
Yeah. I probably want to wait until after the sequel series is over with, so I can gauge my reaction on the full series.
And I feel like we need to wait so when you're actually physically here.
Yeah, for sure. But
I don't really just want to watch it alone.
I do know one of your caveats is probably the perviness of the main character, Meliodas.
Yeah, and it's just... Yeah.
I'm not going to give out...
that's why I said, like, maybe I would have looked past it earlier in my life, because Dragon Ball is one of my favorites, and like, even Master Roshi's, I still enjoy that character, and he's just a fucking pedophile.
I will state they sort of kind of justify it, because he's only pervy to that specific character, and there's a strong reason why he's pervy to that specific character. And I
can't think of anything that would, but I could always wait and see.
I really don't want to give it away, because I find it's fucking amazing.
If you think it's an amazing thing, then yeah, keep it.
Yeah, for sure. It's something. But I will state they do justify it in a way that I feel is, because just the way they do it, just the way they're able to justify it, it feels right in a way. But it can feel kind of... I do hate how there's this one character, though, that they do age her up a bit, but she's a fairy, so she's kind of always a child. And there's one character, the Fox Sin of Greed, that's in love with, like, his whole plot point is getting her back. And it's just kind of too...
I still notice that in just everything.
I get that she's like thousands of years old, but I still kind of... It's like, you just...
It's okay! It's like the classic trope of, it's okay, she's a 500-year-old vampire.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely that. And it's like... It is justified, but it's not justified. Like,
it's not justified, but it's something that it's like, it annoys me, but it's also in One Punch Man, it's also in My Hero Academia, it's also in and I'm just there's just like, even in like good animes, lollies will creep in.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely has a bit of lolly syndrome.
The only thing I can think of that's innocent of that is is Cowboy Bebop. Probably just Cowboy Bebop. Space Dandy, actually. Other women were either aliens or just grown-ups.
Yeah, I didn't really remember.
And yeah, there was no lollies. There's just like straight up like monsters and like with big tits, which is why Space Dandy is one of the most superior.
I still have to finish that. I never got to fully finish that.
Oh fuck yeah, we're definitely finishing that fucking shit. Fucking Space Dandy's great. We'll have to do that when we'll do the full studio.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll do Cowboy Bebop, Shampoo, and Space Dandy.
I did not know it was done by the same people that did Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
From what I watched of Space Dandy, I fucking love it.
Mm-hmm. That's why the Space Dandy is like the flow of like the kind of flow and waviness of Cowboy Bebop, but like up to 100.
Gotcha. I really love Space Dandy. What really got me was
more in a cool way.
Was the episode where the aliens were fighting over if it was boxers or brawls that was better. Like one was wearing boxers and they were fighting, and the other one was wearing like a brawl or like different type of underwear, and they were trying to determine which one was better. And it's fucking spoiler warning, Space Dandy. They actually fucking kill Space Dandy off in the end of it.
That happens a couple of times, and that actually you have to watch the show.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to give it. I don't want to know. I was just stating in that one episode they do.
But that's not a spoiler because you've probably seen the zombie episode because that was a super early one.
I didn't watch them in order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I only got to see them while they were coming out on Adult Swim.
My favorite one's the plant one because it's just an actual acid. Like it's something that you'd want to just like take some hallucinogens to and just like fucking watch. Like,
nice.
It's so trippy. It's
gotcha.
Full on acid trip. Oh man, I love I love Space Dandy.
Yeah, Space Dandy. From what I've seen of it, it's pretty good.
Even the weak episodes, I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's okay. Though I still put Cowboy Bebop above everything else.
The only reason why I don't is because Cowboy Bebop was always that anime that was on late at night. But it was on kind of too late. Like I would always fall asleep and wake up to it.
Its atmosphere is very like chill and groovy.
So
like,
and
until it gets intense, so you could just fall asleep to that. I can see.
No, I really wouldn't fall asleep to it, but when I would, you fall asleep watching Adult Swim and you wake up in that fever dream state.
Yeah.
At like 3 o'clock in the morning, and that would be the anime that would be on, and I'll be like, oh, what's what is this? And I'll be like, oh, it's that Cowboy Bebop. And I would just turn off
I'm fucking glad you haven't fully experienced Cowboy Bebop, and I can gauge your reaction.
Gotcha.
I fucking love Cowboy Bebop. I think I actually might even be missing a couple episodes too myself because I've watched it in kind of a weird, like I've watched it in order, but there's always something that would like I didn't watch the last episode and I didn't get her back around to it, and then or like I watched the last episode separately, or I've watched it multiple times, not always in the right order.
Yeah,
so I have a weird thing of it, and I would love to just do a full-on watch of it. I know the full story just of like piecing all the episodes together, of watching them individually too. But
I know that it's more of an anthology series than legit overarching series.
I wouldn't say that.
Well,
It's
there's
pretty straight. I mean, there's like some. There's definitely some side like separated episodes, but there's plot points that happen pretty quick, and then that go into the end too.
the VHS episodes. Most of them are not canon, right?
The what?
There's supposed to be episodes that they call the VHS episodes. It's supposed to be like an episode where they watch a VHS tape.
Oh yeah, that's one. I don't see why that wouldn't be canon. That one just goes into because they find an old VHS that shows that. Well, that's kind of a spoiler. It's actually a plot point for one of the characters. Actually.
Oh,
it's a pretty important plot episode.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was led to believe that it was more anthology based. Like, I
No,
knew that
it's
it centered around the same core
story.
set of characters. I just didn't know that there was an overarching plot.
There's no overarching plot. It's like it does it in like a way of just like it'll happen. Like there's probably like 4 or 5 episodes that are plot, but then a lot of like other ones are them getting their marks because they're all bounty hunters. So it's like job episodes.
Yeah, I get you.
But no, that has a very definite start and end.
Gotcha. That's good to know going in.
Mm. And man, I can't wait for that because there's one episode that's like one of my favorites, absolute favorites, one of my favorite villains. Like in any of them.
Gotcha.
The Mad Perot.
Oh, I like the name.
I think it's pretty late in the series too. It's 24 or 25 episodes.
Ooh, the cartographer's nearby.
Something around that.
Yay!
Also, wouldn't mind watching Shampoo again.
Alright, cool.
Shampoo is my least favorite of them, but I really like it too. It's got some really strong episodes. It's not always strong, but it's got when it is, it like knocks it out of the fucking park. Also, all the animation of it's fucking great because it's that studio.
Yeah, growing up, I was more into the Gundams and the Zoids anime, to be honest.
So I have like a crazy nostalgia for Shampoo too, because I remember
You got cut, by the way.
back. I remember being super young. Like I think there was like one time I like went to Florida and and we were staying in a hotel, and I'm pretty sure that I must have been living in Germany because I remember I was gawking at American TV again. And because we were at the hotel room and like sisters were watching Adult Swim, and but my mom were sharing a room with my mom, and and I know there's a pretty rough episode. We weren't allowed to watch it, but I remember it came on again, and I just remember the specific scene of them of not really understanding but laughing at like. There's a scene when I find out later it's a hemp field that gets set on fire.
Ah, yes.
And there's like a huge like fucking battle that was happening, and then it just totally gets interrupted.
Yes.
So I didn't get the context at the time.
Yeah, I understand.
But it was always a show that I wasn't allowed to watch, but it was so cool looking, and I always wanted to watch it. But I remember the episode specifically we were watching was like this dude, one of the main characters was having a relationship with one of the prostitutes and was trying to save her, and she was like in an abusive thing, so it was kind of a rough one.
Gotcha.
For little kids to be watching, especially with my mom there. It's like,
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of. It's kind of rough for me to watch stuff with you, Mama, because I slip a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll be like, oh shit, and I'll be like, oh fuck. Yeah, I just snowball.
it's funny because she slips all the time. But it's always funny. She's like, ah, shit. Oh, sorry. Or instead it's like, you're the only one who cares. The only reason I have zero potty mouth is because I'm hanging around you, and I have a good filter.
I try to have a good filter, but sometimes it's just not possible.
My dad don't. Especially now. He's just always in so much pain. He's just like, ah, fucking shit.
Yeah, I got you. I kind of understand that.
And that always sets her off. Ah, jeez. Like, really? Come on.
Alright, so...
Has to make him more angry.
Damn it, we gone a little bit overboard. We have to do a bye-bye.
Bye-bye.